Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of My Big Fat Junk Drawer. Today, my special guest is Alicia. You're back.
Yes, I'm back.
I can't get rid of you. You just keep coming.
Yes. And I just knocked all of my stuff off them.
Oh, your little Mary Poppins bag.
Not too much of a Mary Poppins
So I'm going to ask you one more time the question that everyone is wondering. What have you brought from your junk drawer today?
Well, like you, I have a junk trunk, so it has memorabilia in it. So I brought this nice little wooden airplane.
What's so cute
that I made.
You made that?
Oh. In 1985. Math is not my friend, so
it was a long time ago.
Eight. I was 8. So I made this.
You made that when you were 8?
Yes.
All by yourself?
Well, not all by myself.
Okay.
My grandfather, in his retirement, had a woodworking shop in his basement. And since the time I was 5, I started working with him. And yes, it lacks some perfectionism that I now have.
Bottom.
Yes, I think he made me sign it, and date it and everything. So
no, see, your handwriting wasn't bad.
It hasn't gotten any better. But yes.
Arrested development, as they say.
Yes, I'm pretty impressed. I mean, yes, he gave me the template. He, drew everything out, and then I had to cut it according to specifications. And then
wow, you even cut it.
Yeah. He had
they let us use tools back then.
Yes, he had a full woodworking shop.
That's
I
really
have
nice.
some of his tools now. Troy says none of them actually run anymore, so they're in our garage. Yet another big fat junk drawer.
Yes.
So they're in our garage. Probably should get rid of the ones that don't work or start using them.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, so that was the beginning of my crafting era, I think.
That's really nice.
Yes. It resembles an airplane. Had I drawn it, it would not. But it actually has it used to, yes, it has the hole. It used to have a propeller.
Oh,
it does not. Yes, the propeller, actually, previous episode, it might have been wound with a rubber band. I believe.
Yes.
But I'm not sure. I think it did. I think that's how it would spin, is you could get the rubber band going. But yes, so I created this little woodwork.
Wow. Did you do a lot of other kind of crafting things with your grandpa? Or?
Well, my grandpa made lots of things that we still have. So he made cars. I have a car that he made. I brought this because I actually made it. I have a car that he made. He used to make wooden toys in the church that they lived across the street from a church, and they would have a crafts sale, and he would make toy cars for the children, toy trains. He had them so each little piece would hook to the next.
Oh, neat.
And made trains. We still have his quilt racks. He made quilt racks. So we have those. He made a lot of stuff for my mom was a first grade teacher. And so he made stuff for her classroom. One year, I guess she had a turtle theme or something. And he made turtle shaped pencil holders. And then, and he made a bookshelf, which do we still have? I think we have the bookshelf in our basement. Yet another big fat junk drawer.
See there?
That has because my mom wanted places for students to be able to turn in their worksheets and have workbooks and puzzles. And so they have really narrow slots. And then they have bigger slots for actual books on the bookshelf and things like that. So yeah, he made all kinds of things. Before the days of cornhole, he made a little pumpkin jack-o'-lantern cutout with eyes and nose and mouth that you could throw beanbags through.
Oh, nice.
Those kind of things.
Fun.
Yes.
That's cool.
It was great. I mean, I think my mom introduced me some crafts too, but that was more of the sewing type. But the woodworking was kind of like my one-on-one time with him.
Yeah.
Nobody else was interested, so I was able to.
Now, has that interest followed you into adulthood at all?
I think about it. I think about revisiting the woodworking.
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't actually. The only thing close is that I do have an engraver. So a wood engraver. I did at one time, but my handwriting is awful. So me engraving things is not ideal.
I was going to say, an engraver. Is this
Yes.
freehand engraving?
Yes. That's why that one didn't last. But yes, I think I should like revisit the woodworking.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. I do have some molding that I need to put up around some doors. So maybe.
You should try it.
Try it. Yeah. Just buy more than I need. So that way when I screw it up, I can
exactly
fix it.
I imagine you like with a bunch of molding. Troy walks in. What are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I really, what I need to do is I need to set up the area in the garage where all of the stuff is piled. There's a whole workbench in the garage. Troy now has his basement workbench with all his 3D printers and his painting hood and all that stuff. But I need in the garage, I probably need a woodworking. It's all there. It's just piled down with a bunch of crap. I need to clean it out.
I know the feeling.
I need to clean it out and be able to work on that.
You should start with just a little 1 foot space and just clean out and then move on.
Like snowball cleaning.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the only way I can do it.
Yeah. Me too. Like 5-10 minutes. Like otherwise.
My problem is I get bogged down. I see something. I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this in a long time. And then I rifle through it and just like, get all wishy-washy over it. And then, yeah. And I can't make decisions. And
yeah, I have to do it when I'm in a purge state of mind where I'm like, get rid of everything, then it will be easier. But if I'm going to keep everything state of mind, that won't work so great.
Yeah.
Another thing with the airplane, I grew up flying, not flying like myself. I was not a pilot in any way. But my parents hate winter.
Oh, yeah.
I hate heat. So that's not the same. So every winter we would go to Florida. And so I like grew up flying at a young age. And also my uncle is a pilot. And so we flew in his plane.
Was he a commercial pilot?
No. My aunt was a commercial flight attendant though, his wife. But he had his own private plane. He actually said IT. That's his profession was IT, but he had his own. He did have his pilot license and
nice.
He had a plane. And so, yeah, that's probably why I wanted to make an airplane, just because I was so fond of them having so many memories of flying in a plane. One time his original plane was different colors. And so I remember I was probably 4 years old and we're on Nantucket because they lived in New Hampshire at the time. And we were on Nantucket and we did it my aunt was embarrassed to like go back to the plane. So we're like dodging among all these planes and sneaking into his plane because it was different colors. By the time I was a little bit older and they had kids, they had a much nicer plane. But his first plane was, different colors. Like the nose and wings and stuff were, I think, all different.
That's funny.
But it's fond memory I have.
Yeah. That's very cool. Very nice.
Yep. And spending many, many, many trips, like flying to Florida, being in
What
Florida.
was your most memorable trip?
That
you can think of?
Well, there was one year when my mom graduated with her master's degree and I was very, very sick.
Oh.
Yeah. We went to Florida right after she graduated. I had this high fever and I love Pink Floyd and that song that talks about my hand were like 2 big balloons. That was the situation.
Yikes.
So it's not like a necessarily good memory, but I just remember like I could totally relate to that song because it was weird. Everything was just odd. It was kind of living like in a cartoon or something.
Yeah. That's not a good start to a trip. Is it?
No. Yeah, that's not the only time that I got sick in Florida. I've gotten sick on many trips in Florida. But yeah, one year I remember we were complaining about not having a white Christmas. My dad's like, the wind was blowing sand across the road. And Dad's like, that's white enough. He didn't care about snow for White Christmas.
I don't either.
Sand
I
was-
don't really. That's not. Yeah, I've never really cared much.
He's
either
like,
way.
sand is white. That's good enough. But yeah, so many other crafts that I've done since then. Like my mom got us into needlepoint. We did that. I think that was to keep us quiet when we didn't fly and drove.
Yeah.
On trips. Like, here, do the needlepoint. Like, shut up.
This will keep him quiet.
Yeah. That my dad taught me to read maps because I would constantly ask, where are we? How much further? And so he taught me to read a map. And so he's like, you tell me. You tell me where we are. You tell me how much further.
Yeah, I like reading maps too. I think I did that in the car a lot. You'd give me a map and I'd like to see where we were and how far we were from getting to where we needed to be.
Then when I got a little bit older, I was just reading, period.
Yeah.
I'd have books and I'd just lay in the back and read and read and read. Yeah, some of our trips were pretty memorable. Back in the days when you didn't have to wear seatbelts all the time.
Oh my God.
We had this one van. I think it was supposed to be a work van. It had a bench in the back and my dad lined the whole thing in carpet.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like nice. It was really nice. And so like I just remembered like laying on the floor of that and like coloring and stuff like that, playing. It's like could have been at home. You're on carpet, like just happened to be moving closer to your destination.
Yeah, there were some questionable safety measures in the 80s, 70s and 80s. I think we survived it.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah. And then later, like trips, like, because then we would go water skiing and stuff and have a boat and we had a truck and just a cap on a truck with us in the bed.
We did that a lot.
And it's like, never thought anything of. I think I knew at that time that it probably shouldn't, like, I wasn't going to sit upright and like draw attention to myself.
Yeah.
But I think I was like, yeah, it was not a big deal. I talked to somebody who was telling me that their dad put on the bed of it, over the wheel covers, put plywood over that. So they were even higher in the cap, under the cap though, but even higher, not in the bed itself. It's like, wow. That's a little risky.
That is.
I don't think I would have done that. But yes. So
risky dealings back then.
So many memories. Drinking out of water hoses. Garden hoses.
And that was just like a last resort. It's like you just didn't, we were so lazy and didn't want to go inside. It didn't taste good, but.
No, not really. But it's like if you're thirsty.
Hot hose water.
Yes.
Not the best.
I know somebody who still has said they still drink out of a hose.
Ew. Are they adults?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you don't want to take the time to go inside, it'll do.
Yeah.
In a pinch.
I mean, see, we eat dirt, drink out of garden hoses. Look out. We've survived.
I would go outside in the early morning hours and just come back at dinner time.
Yes. Yes. We used to be told, come in when the streetlights come on.
Mm-hmm.
And like you'd be gone and your parents had no idea where you were.
My mom would open the back door. Our kitchen was in the back. And my mom would open the back door, yell for me. And then that's when I knew to come in.
My mom didn't yell, but I did have a neighborhood friend. Her mom would yell and you could hear her throughout the whole neighborhood.
Yeah.
And when her mom would yell, the rest of us would be like, oh, I guess it's time to go.
Yeah, when one mom yelled, you knew it was time for everyone to disperse. Yes. It just only took one.
Yeah. Yep. I just remember, Amy! Like the whole neighborhood could hear.
Yeah, the whole summer was like that. It was like, go outside and I'll come back when I'm hungry.
Yeah, exactly. And you didn't need to, not when you're thirsty because you got garden hoses or spigots even.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just disappear. Like there was like in the neighborhood, there was this one empty lot behind a bunch of houses. And that's where we spent most of our time. Most of us kids just running around.
Yeah. Good times.
Wild children. Free range.
Feral.
Free range.
Kids.
We were healthy and happy.
I know. We're constantly going,
Yeah.
running around.
Well, I mean, I think that's why our generation's so creative and stuff too. It's like fend for yourselves. Like you didn't try to get anybody to entertain you.
Yeah, it was totally use your own imagination. Use what you have.
Yep. Yeah, I remember like the same girl whose mom would yell like in her backyard, like in the fall and winter. We would build like forts of like leaves, like leaf forts. Like this is a whole like complex, like a building complex. Like you would build with leaves or with snow, depending on what the season was. It was just like create all kinds of imaginary worlds.
I did the same. Yeah. For sure.
And then kind of weird dance routines. Some of us would have.
Well, there was always a weird dance routine somewhere.
Yes.
Someone was doing
it. Some of my friends, yes, we would have these days. We thought we were all choreographers, I guess. I don't know. Oh, I got this routine. We need to try it. Everybody thought that they were like all that. And a bag of chips.
Continued that into adulthood? Your choreography routine?
No, I have not. No.
Don't break out into a dance routine when you're making dinner.
No. Yeah, well, I used to like, because we had a piano, my friends and I would create songs too. We'd just make up songs. We did not choreograph those songs, though. So it was either choreographed to an existing song or create our own song.
But never
to do and meet. Yeah. Apparently. I don't know. Hey, that was a missed opportunity there.
Yeah.
We could have done so much.
Now, did you have an ice cream man or anything in your neighborhood in the summers?
Definitely.
Did you have a creepy van?
I mean, I didn't think it was creepy at the time until I saw Friday.
I know.
Movie. Like, I never thought anything creepy about it, but in Friday, it's very creepy. Yes, we had ice cream. Yes. And I remember like all the different things, like rocket pops. Like some people like the creamsicles, which like I know now like that's a big, you can get creamsicle frosting. And I'm like, I never liked creamsicles.
Yeah.
I think my favorite was the strawberry crunch bars.
That was my favorite. We used to get those at the swimming pool too.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say at the swimming pool it was always fun dip. That was always my favorite. And
we also got them. I don't know if you had this growing up, but we had the delivery guy, the Schwan man.
We didn't get Schwan, but a neighborhood friend, her parents got Schwan. Yeah,
we didn't get it all the time because it was kind of spendy, honestly.
Yeah.
But every so often, the Schwan truck would come to our driveway and be like, "Oh,
we didn't. Yeah, we did not get Schwan. My aunt did. My great aunt did. She was in the city. It was not like a big city, but compared to where I lived, it was considered a city. She got it, but no, my dad was a principal of an elementary school, so we got food. We got frozen food from like the school food delivery.
Oh yeah,
much cheaper. Much bigger bulk. We usually just got fruits and vegetables from them. And then my grandfather had a cattle farm. So we got beef from him. So yeah, we didn't do the Schwan man, but I do know. Yeah. I think I asked my mom at some point, like, why don't we get the Schwan?
Because. And that's it. That's the only explanation.
Because I said so. Yeah, that's all we ever got. Because I said so. End of story. No arguments.
Yep. No other explanation. That's all. And then you'd move on.
Yep.
Now I find myself on the other end of, but why? I'm like, because I said so. Now I know why my mom said it.
You're doing it.
I always thought I would never say that.
I think because it takes too much effort to go through the whole litany of reasons.
I know, it does.
Because you don't have any money, I make the money, and it's my money. That's really kind of... Get a job, you can buy what you want.
What other fun childhood memories do you have?
Oh, many. I don't know. Well, water skiing, like I said. Well, because I was kayaking with my aunt on Saturday, and we were watching like some of the water skiers, and I was watching. I was like, oh, she's up, she's down. And it reminded me of when I was a kid, because I was usually the spotter for when my mom was skiing behind the boat. And I remember when she was first, she's going to hate us saying this. When she was first starting, it was like that. It was like, she's up, she's down, she's up, oh, she's down. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I remember that. That was like, the funny thing is my dad asked us, he wanted a boat. He's not much of a water person, but he wanted a boat, and my sister, my mom, and I would rather have had a pool. So he said, family boat, a boat or a pool. Well, guess what? The one who makes the most money gets more votes. We ended up with a boat, but I have no regrets. While I love swimming and everything, I would not take back all the years of water skiing and spending time on the boat. It was just a lot of fun, a lot of memories. Yeah.
Yeah. I tried water skiing one time. I could not do it. No. I could not get up one freaking time. It's hard.
Well, and also I wonder if the boat, because boats have different powers based on the motors. And sometimes people try to ski behind boats that don't have enough power to do so. So I don't know.
It pretty much has to launch you up, right?
Yeah. You just sit there and let it pull you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the thing too. Some people try to stand up.
Yeah.
And it's it depends. It also depends on age and when you tried, and because I couldn't do it now. My aunt and I, my aunt is, I won't say how much older, not a whole lot older, not as much as you might expect. But she grew up water skiing too, and she and I were talking about this on Saturday. We were like, I wouldn't be able to do it today. I don't have the arm strength.
Oh yeah,
that would take to hold on anymore. So it all depends. I think I was about 5 or 6 when I first started skiing, so it didn't take much. It was like, just hold on. A boat does the rest. I would much rather water ski than snow ski. I tried to do that once. Never got off the bunny hill, and I did a flip on the bunny hill.
Snow skiing, I feel like I'm out of control.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hit a tree.
Yeah. Yeah, I never made it off a bunny hill, and like I said, I flipped completely head over heels. Amazingly landed, but that was probably because I was only 12 or 13, so I was a little bit more agile. Now I would be like sprawled eagle, like eating snow. But
nowadays you like to kayak.
Yes. That's what we were doing. Yeah.
Where do you like to go?
Buckeye Lake is.
Is that where you usually go?
Yeah. My aunt and I. She lives near Newark. So Buckeye Lake's it's 20 minutes from her, 30 minutes from me. So
it's kind of in the middle.
In the middle, yeah. Yep. And we kayaked there last Saturday and the Sunday before. So 2 weeks we've kayaked this year. And
that's why you're incredibly sunburnt today.
Yes. Stupidly.
Alicia, you know better than that.
Stupidly, yes. And my sunscreen was with me the entire time. It was in my dry bag that I keep on my kayak. I just did not put it on. And so it's been hard to move.
You're going to be feeling that.
Yeah,
days to come.
Yeah, well, it's getting better. Every day's getting better.
All right.
One thing I have learned, if you do get sunburnt, which you should not, because you should use sunscreen, is cold water. Just cold water, and then allow that to dry, and then aloe.
Oh, I know. Slather it on.
Yeah. Yes. But I've been doing cold water at the beginning and end of each day. That's the only thing that's been helping, I think, because otherwise it's swollen and leathery and not. Yes,
nothing like the leathery goodness of a terrible sunburn.
Well, and the other day, actually, I think it was yesterday, I saw a guy who he wasn't burnt, but he was well baked and looked very leathery on purpose. And I'm like, why would you choose that?
Look.
Especially when I'm hurting like this. Why would you choose to do that? I did this by stupidity, not on purpose.
I know. I'm so fair skinned. My whole life has been about sunscreen. But even now, there is some damage. Now I got to try to repair it with all the hyaluronic acid and all the moisturizing. And so I'm less purse-like.
Also water.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. You got to hydrate.
Well, and that's another thing my aunt and I were talking about. Keep a little bit of weight on you because then you can fill out those wrinkles.
I'm going to be great.
I know. Fill out those. You don't have wrinkles because you have the fat to fill it in.
Well, I've got
don't have like these skinny old
buckle fat. Is that what I was going to
These skinny old women who like don't have any fat, then they like get sunken in.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to do that.
Yep.
All right.
Keep enough fat on.
Live with my meaty cheeks.
It doesn't look as old.
Oh, goodness.
And also hydrate. That's another thing that I do a lot of.
I know. I've tried to be better about that because I can not be so great with drinking water.
Yeah, I know. Well, like my sister says, my sister doesn't want to drink water because then she has to go to the bathroom all the time. It's like, it sucks, but I feel so much better. I feel so much better when I'm well hydrated.
Yeah.
Then you can drink other things and not have effects.
That's true, too.
Don't have to have hangovers or any of the other stuff as long as you're hydrated.
Very true. Very true. So speaking of kayaking and water skiing and all those fun things, any big summer plans coming up for you?
Well, the 5th of July, my boss and I are going to go kayaking. Hopefully, that's the plan. Go kayaking down near her, somewhere near Chillicothe. So that'll be good. Yeah. That'll be fun. We've been wanting to do it for a while and just haven't gotten together to do it. And then in August, my parents are coming up. So I'll be kayaking with my mom too.
Very cool.
That'll be fun. Yep. Good time. And then, and we talked a couple episodes ago or whatever. I'm not sure.
I know. It was days run together.
I know. We talked about like my September vacation because we don't want to really go places where kids are going to be. Right. So I
don't either, but I don't have
I know you have a kid in school, so you kind of have to take breaks when she's on break. But we don't have that problem. So in September, we were discussing all different trip plans. I think Troy narrowed it down. He decided on Gettysburg. So we are going back to Gettysburg, and we're going to take his mom with us. So.
When you go, I need you to report to me if it's haunted.
Okay. Well, I did look up, and my mother-in-law would actually be interested in probably doing this with me, even if Troy isn't. Ghost tours. So yes. I might talk her into a ghost tour.
You're going to report back.
Yes, I will report back if we do a ghost tour.
That place is haunted.
Oh,
haunted.
I'm sure.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah, you said like your dad had
no
experience.
Doubt. Yeah.
Mom slept it through it all, so she didn't know. But yeah, I would. Yeah, I think we'll try to do a ghost tour.
That would be fun.
I'll just have to not let her know how much it costs because she won't do it if she knows how much it costs. I'll just be like, I already paid for it. Don't worry.
I know. I want to go to that Mansfield prison tour.
We said we got to do that.
We should start looking online.
Or we should do it sometime in October. Maybe not too close to Halloween, so it's busy. But
yeah, I'll put that down on my to-do list.
I think I did look it up, and I think you can go at any time.
All
really.
Right. Well,
so we do need to.
We could do it this summer sometime.
Yeah, maybe.
Just not when it's 100 degrees.
No.
I don't want to sweat in there. No. Have you been inside that prison? I can only imagine.
I don't think I've been in there. Yeah,
gross it is.
In the heat. Ugh. Well, I don't know. The cold cell wall.
Well, it's true. A moist cold.
I don't want to go anywhere. Yes, being on the water, kayaking, doing water sports in the summer when it's hot, that's great because you got the water to cool you off.
Yes.
But not out somewhere else that doesn't have air conditioning.
I just can't do that. The humidity is what kills me.
No, yeah.
Awful.
That kills my hair. My hair goes crazy.
I miss the dry heat of the Southwest.
Dry heat.
Where it's like standing on a hair dryer.
I don't think that's any better necessarily.
It is better.
Standing on a hair dryer. Where you can just cook an egg right there on the cement.
Yeah, you can. I think the first time I went to Phoenix with Mike, it was like 115.
But it was a dry heat.
But it was dry.
It's a dry heat.
So it only felt like it was 90.
It's
I
still
could stand
115. It's still.
Yeah, it was dry heat.
Troy was just complaining about that the other day. Why do this? Heat is heat. Who cares if it's dry? It's still hot.
No, there's a difference between a dry heat and a moist.
I know. I know. Well, that's why, yeah, people because at one point we were considering moving to Florida because that's where my parents and my sister are. But neither of us like heat. So
I know.
I don't like Montana or Alaska is probably more likely where we'd end up not where it's hot.
Well, I'm glad you didn't go.
I know.
Well,
I mean, and work too is cracking down on people working outside of.
Yeah.
So you can't necessarily do it anymore.
Yeah, I know. We got in there just in time to work from home.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. As long as I can keep that going.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Kind of used to it now. Yeesh.
I mean, what we do, you don't need to be in there.
Oh, yeah. I think we've shown that.
Everything I do, it's like I do trainings online. I create online training. Everything is for online.
I know. We completely reconfigured doing in-person live workshops to a online format.
Yeah. When you found that it works for everyone.
Yeah.
It works better for everyone. It's more convenient.
Yeah, it is. Yep. So crossing my fingers because I don't know. I don't know if I could go back to 5 days a week in an office.
I get so much more done.
I do too.
I can ignore people. If you message me, it's I'm working. Leave me alone. That's not important.
Yeah.
Can't just stop in my office and bother.
It has to improve your work-life balance too. I mean, in financially, you're not spending money on gas. So many positive things.
For me, the cooking, I cook dinner every night. We're eating healthier, I'm sure. We're definitely saving money because, when I was in the office, in order to avoid traffic, I wouldn't get on the road until 5:30. I'd get home by 6:30, and more likely than not, I was picking something up for dinner because I had no energy left.
Yeah, it's tiring. So, yeah, I know. I think it's a positive. I don't see anything wrong with it.
No. Yeah, and I keep seeing all this stupid research about people are less productive or people are... It's the less productive people are going to be less productive no matter where they're at.
Exactly.
And the people who are trying to not work and try to get out of doing work are going to do that no matter what. Right. So,
yeah.
Yeah, one of the things that I've seen lately is people having mouse movers. And it's who's monitoring them that they need mouse movers to show that they're still active? What? Who has that kind of time?
Right, that's a colossal waste of time.
I'm sitting there watching to see if people are actually moving their mouse or not. What? That's ridiculous. And again, if you're paying somebody that all they have to do is move a mouse to make you think they're working, do you really need that person in the first place? What are they doing? What are they doing?
Oh my gosh.
It's people have no question about whether or not I'm getting my work done because there's a lot to be done and it gets done.
Yeah. I know. It's kind of obvious when I don't.
Yes. Yeah. When you don't edit something, it's it looks like crap.
Yeah.
And if I don't get my work done, there's no module. So
right.
It doesn't exist. So obviously I didn't do my work. Yeah. It's what?
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I think some people just spend so much time trying to get out of working. It's if you put a little bit of just half of that effort into actually doing something, you'd probably be very successful. I'm not jaded at all.
Not at all. Not at all. You know what did that? The Fortress of
The
Solitude.
Fortress. Yes. Yes. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So much. Yeah. Whenever the cynicism, the jaded work.
That's where I came from.
Yep.
All of it.
Yes. It's like, especially, well, I mean, there was one point where we would catch a coworker with her feet up on the desk watching YouTube videos. Yeah, that person.
No,
yeah, that person still got the same amount of money as me, who has a better work ethic and could not even. I would not even think of doing that.
No, I would never do that. Not
that would
in
not.
any sense.
I wasn't raised that way. Like, you work hard, like you do a good job, like. Yes.
Good times.
Yes, that was when we lived in like cubicle land, and that was like the original 4 people to I think it was a double cubicle with 4 people in it, but that was elbow to elbow. When that's how we got to be so close. We literally were so close.
Yes, that was really close. You had just like an arm's width of workspace.
Yes.
And then you were sitting next to somebody else on either side.
Yeah.
And woe to you if you didn't like your neighbor. Yeah. Thank God I had Alicia next to me.
It's like now we're inseparable because of that.
Pretty much.
They created a monster.
Oh my. So what else is going on with you these days?
Trying to think. Let's see. Oh, Troy got a new frozen meat delivery service, and I made crab legs the other day.
How do you make crab legs?
Steam crab legs. You steam them.
You steam them?
Yeah.
Okay. So go talk me through the whole process, because I want to do it, honestly, but I
okay. I'll tell you, and then you might not want to.
Okay.
So they were frozen. They're pre-cooked frozen, because we decided they probably pre-cooked them before they freeze them, because they don't want anybody killing themselves.
Very true.
Because it's very like dangerous to eat like unprepared crab. And so I looked up different recipes and stuff, and most of them said, steam frozen crab legs for 10 minutes. So, what we did first is we took our rice cooker steams. So we put red potatoes in it, steamed those, got them to where they were halfway done, and then put corn on the cob in with them. Oh. And then on the stovetop, I did a pot steamer with the crab legs. So I put the crab legs in for 10 minutes. And then I microwaved some butter and some little ramekins. And so we each had our dipping butter.
Delish.
Yes. Well, it wasn't, it's so much work. That's the problem with crab legs. It's like, it's so much work for very little meat. Mm-hmm. So I would recommend buying like real crab meat that's already like outside the.
I know. I like the idea of it. Yes. It sounds summery and beachy and like a vacation.
I'd rather just eat those on vacation when somebody else went to the trouble.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Like, and plus, my kitchen smelled like fish.
Want it? Yeah. But I don't want all the work.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes. So I wouldn't go through that ever. Like because he knows I like crab legs. He was like, I bought them for he didn't hardly eat them. And he's like, it's crab, whatever. Like he's like, you can have the rest, and I'm like, but you bought them. Like he's like, I bought them because I know you like them.
Aww.
And I'm like, well, that's great. Okay. Haven't had them probably in 5 years. Probably be another 5 years. That's all right. It's just so much work. Well, and that's like, I think my 45th birthday. Yeah. I think I went down with my parents, and like one of my dad's favorite seafood restaurants was having a special for lobster. They had a lobster special, and so I got a lobster. And again, it was like so much effort. It's like, why? No, I'd rather just get crab or lobster linguine or like chowder or like get like lobster, a lobster bisque or something. It's just like you get the crab meat and you can enjoy the taste, but you don't have to do any of the work.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, so I like a lot of the ideas of things, but I just don't want to spend.
Well, there is a crab boil in Pickerington. There's a place that does
we
that.
have one on
Oh,
Bethel.
do you?
Yeah. Oh my
See,
gosh.
Just go there and let somebody else do it.
Yeah, I do like that place. They have soft shell crab too. You can get like a soft shell crab.
I haven't brought myself to eat soft shell crab. I don't know. You're not supposed to eat shell.
It's deep fried, so don't look at it.
Okay. I'm like, you're not supposed to eat shell.
It's covered in a breading. So you don't have to look at it.
I don't know. I don't know if I can bring myself.
But yeah, we like that crab, the boil place on the street.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
So it's probably the same place then that we have in Pickerington.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just go there. Yes, it's expensive, but it's worth it to not have to do it yourself. And
I don't think Mike and Emma have been to like a real boil where they put it in the bag and then like you just lay it out on a table. Like they're kind of weirded out by that.
Oh.
So they haven't gotten that before. Yeah. But they're like, it's in a bag. I'm like, yeah, that's how it comes. Just sprinkle some Old Bay all over that.
Yeah, I did see one of your Facebook posts of Old Bay goldfish.
Yes. The best.
I don't like Old Bay. I'm sorry. I know. I knew.
Who are you?
I don't like Old Bay. I've tried it. I don't like it.
Nuts. It's yummy.
I don't like it.
Delicious.
But I mean, I also don't like buffalo chicken or buffalo sauce. So
you're nuts.
But then I'll eat like gochujang, which is Korean. Like it's very similar, but it's very spicy.
When you don't like something and like something similar. That's funny. Yeah. But now Goldfish has come out with a pickle flavored goldfish cracker.
I don't really like pickles either.
Gosh, darn it.
I love goldfish as themselves. Like
I haven't found them yet because they're very elusive. Our Kroger does not have them.
Oh, sometimes some of the strange flavors like that, you go to the Asian food markets.
Oh.
Might be able to find some of the stranger flavor.
Yeah.
I don't know about goldfish, but usually in chips.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll usually have like wasabi chips or like, I can't think off the top of my head, but some of the stranger flavors. Yeah. Which Troy pointed out, you have one down by Micro Center. There's one down there. Because he told me to stop there when I was looking for like the gochujang sauce and some sweet Thai chili sauce.
There's also a good there's an Asian market over Kenny Road has a lot of things over there. They have a bakery and there's a grocery store and things over there that are really good. So, and Emma likes the boba tea joint over.
Oh, yeah, we have boba now in Pickerington, but I haven't tried it because I just make it at home.
Are you making boba too?
Well, I don't make it. I boil it. On Amazon, I buy the pearls. I buy the pearls. And we found there's a good, at our grocery store at least, there's a good strawberry milk that it's not the name brand strawberry milk that has all the chemical stuff in it. It's, more natural. And we found, because Troy prefers like strawberry milk tea boba, and so that works.
Now, when you buy the pearls off of Amazon, are they all ready to go, or do you have to boil them?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're ready to go. You heat up the water, boil the water, put them in for 3 minutes boiling, then you turn it down you turn it down 3 minutes and then turn it off 3 more minutes. And then you rinse them in cold water and let them cool down. Yeah, it's pretty easy.
I should do that because Emma loves boba tea.
Because it's expensive. Like
it is expensive.
Well, that's what I figured out how much how much it costs versus just doing it yourself.
Mm-hmm. That's a great idea. I think I'll do it.
It's just a matter. It depends on what kind of tea you like with it.
Yeah.
Like the strawberry milk works. Just put it in strawberry milk.
Right.
that works for Troy. And I have a lavender tea that I make a latte with.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I'll have to try that. Gotta write down all
right, I'm gonna have to send you all my links.
I know. You've got a whole laundry list of links you need to
I can send you the lavender tea and the boba, those 2 links, and then you can do lavender milk tea boba. Yeah.
Sounds really good. All right. what other snacks are you enjoying these days?
What other snacks? Popcorn is like, I'm pretty much living on popcorn.
Yeah, we eat a lot of popcorn.
Troy got me a popcorn popper. It's funny because I think the brand's like Old Amish or something. And it's a it goes in the microwave. It goes in the microwave, which Amish don't use microwaves. But for my birthday, he got me the popper and then a variety pack of the popcorn. So I've been going through and I'm almost through the variety pack and figured out which ones I like. So
yeah,
I have on my subscribe and save the popcorn that I like. So
yeah, I eat a lot of popcorn.
I mean, it's
the safest thing.
It's healthy. It's good for you.
It's better.
Yeah, much better than
eating a bag of chips.
Or a half a bag of peanut butter chips. Mm-hmm. Which I did the other day and then felt awful.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I can't do sugar like that anymore. It's just too much. No.
No.
Oh, which Troy did try to put. You have to buy. So he wanted Reese's peanut butter brownies with it. We had the chips and we had regular brownie mix. Doesn't work the same as the actual brownie mix that comes with the chips made for it, because he found out like the oil in the peanut butter chips, like it doesn't let the brownies in the middle like set.
Oh,
because like the oil leaches out, and so then you get like almost pudding in the middle. So definitely
that's good to know.
Definitely buy the ones that already come with it.
Huh. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So he did. That was his baking fail. I've had plenty of my own.
There's a lot of room for failure in baking.
Yeah.
It's an exact kind of science. Yeah. So
no, yeah. Other than, the cupcakes that I, previously have talked about, I haven't done a whole lot of baking. I'm going to try a strawberry version this summer when my parents are up. So I probably will, if I can find the strawberry cake mix. They don't always have it, but I'll just do that and then just make the frosting.
And then let me know what day that is, and I'll make a swing by your house.
Well, yeah. If my parents are at the lake, then like I can just have y'all come out and get on the kayaks, and
that'll be fun.
On the water.
And it'll also count towards Emma's exercise regimen for the summer.
Yeah, she'll have to let me know. Like, she wants to.
We're gonna need some hours. Get her on the treadmill down here. Clean a spot.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it can go over there, maybe.
Yeah, it can. Well, all this junk, all this has got to go. It's got to go somewhere, be put away, and some things don't belong down here.
Some things may not find a home.
Yeah,
find a home at somebody else's home.
Yes, some things may go out to the driveway and say free to a good home.
Oh, yeah. Or I just take a lot of stuff to Goodwill.
Yeah.
Somebody else might need it, might be looking for it.
That's right. That's how you have to look at those things.
Yeah.
It's just be like, you know what? It's served its purpose with me. I need to let it go.
Yes. Yep. Don't need to hold on to something forever.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just like a lot of the jeans I've gotten rid of over the past years because they no longer fit. They found a new home with somebody who could utilize them. Because it's not me. No, that's another thing that we've been doing. We've been like reorganizing things.
Oh, yeah.
So, our basement, now we have 2 huge cabinets in them to like organize like a lot of things. I got the Christmas tree put in a cabinet away, and like all of Troy's tools are in a cabinet. And then in our kitchen, we got a new microwave cabinet. That's what I took to Goodwill recently, was our old microwave cabinet that was only like a half cabinet. Like it only went up to the counter level. This one has storage above the microwave too, so we can get more stuff put away.
Nice. Yeah, we need to not only clean out this, but our garage as well. We have big plans for the garage. We need to clean it out though.
Yeah,
to make use of those plans.
I know. We've gotten rid of some of our like old rusty shelves that were in the garage, but there are still some more that need to be gotten rid of. So we have room. I mean, I have 2 kayaks hanging in the garage now, so we had to make space for those. But I still need to make more space.
Indeed.
Yeah. Cleaning's not fun.
What else can you tell me?
What else can I
Alicia?
tell you?
What else do you have for me?
I have, well, we discussed in our previous episode some of the standard proof marks for editing.
Oh my gosh. You have the proofreading chart.
Yes.
That chart hung in my cubicle as well as yours, I'm sure.
Yep. And now I use it as a mouse pad. I don't really make use of it.
We don't use those marks anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Everything's like online. We do everything digitally. I just make the changes. Like, I don't need to mark it up.
I remember we had to
look at this. The dates from when we originally got it, 2007 through 2009. The calendar is on the back.
Oh my gosh. Crazy.
Yes. So
yeah, we had to use the actual marks.
Yes.
Because we got the edits on paper.
Yeah.
That's some old-timey shit there, Alicia.
Do you remember what how you indicate transposing?
Oh, that was the fun one that you like go underneath and up to the, wait a minute, it's like under and then over the other word, right?
It's reverse of that.
Reverse
but
of
yes,
that. So over
and
under.
Yeah, and it means to switch the two words, to transpose. Yes. One of the other ones that I really liked was always the line break.
Oh, the line break.
Yeah, and I'm cheating because I'm looking at this and asking you, and I wouldn't have.
I don't remember that one.
That's the big Z. You put the huge Z.
Oh, like, that's right.
In between the lines, yeah. Well, I know what start a paragraph means. Yeah, you just do the paragraph mark.
Paragraph sign.
That one I would have remembered. Oh, and something that has been driving me nuts lately, the M dash. I've been seeing people using just a hyphen.
Yeah.
And it really needs to be an M dash. And been driving me nuts.
So what is the rule for an M dash?
Oh, boy.
Because there is an N dash and then there's an M dash.
Yeah, the M dash is more of a breaking up inside of a sentence, is what I would say. Like, so if you have a sentence and there's something that you want to say, but it doesn't necessarily need to be said, but you could put M dashes on either side. Or if it's at the end of the sentence, you could put an M dash and then finish the sentence with that thing that's not really needed. The N dash is more, I don't use that nearly as much, I don't think. I think for like dates, like, no, not date, like spans of time or something, spans of time, things like that. But people use hyphens for all of that. And it's like, no, a hyphen is just like hyphenate a word. It's not. So like, that's one of my, things I've been dealing with. Like,
there is a difference, folks.
Like, and but the thing is, like, you have to, technically, you can make it in Word. You just put two hyphens and it'll make an M dash.
It'll make it for you. Yeah.
But you can also go into the symbols, insert symbol, and insert M dash. There's a keystroke, but I don't ever remember the keystrokes.
These are the gripes that we have.
Yes. Yes. Just the other day, I was like, no! Like, that's not supposed to be a hyphen.
My gripe continues to be using two spaces after a period. We don't need to do that anymore, people. We don't do that.
No.
It makes more work for me because I have to
find and replace.
Out.
Well, for you, yes, in the system that you're working in, then you have to take it out. For me, it's find and replace all.
I know. Yeah, for what I'm doing, I have to fix all of it.
Yes. It's like, no.
And it's annoying.
Oh, and I know one of the biggest culprits because I worked for her. And she and I have had this argument.
And then putting periods after things that aren't sentences.
Oh my goodness, so much. It. That is the absolute worst. Just because it's long enough, it could be a sentence, does not mean it is a sentence. No.
When in doubt, just leave it out.
Yes. Yes. Please.
Your editor will put it in, but don't put it there. No.
Well, even Word doesn't know.
I know.
And I think we complained about this before. Even Word will be like, period here? And I'm like, no, that is not a period-worthy place.
So many pet peeves.
Yes.
Well, I think, especially in the work I do, and it changes based on the topics, the career topics that I'm working in, all of that career specific language. Like when you get into career paths, like you have agriculture or IT, there's all these industry related terms that honestly, I mean, it's fine. Look it up. If you're not sure, just look it up. I Google a lot of crap on a daily basis because there's stuff that's spelled so many different ways to Sunday that I'm just like, I have to look it up. It doesn't make you dumb. I mean, just look it up.
Yeah, especially when there's specific terms that are like, and grammatically it can be done two different ways, but for that industry, they have a specific way that they do it.
Yeah. And I always defer to the subject matter expert. Yeah. If it's done this way across the board, and if I Google it and I see it in several places, then I say, okay, then I'll spell it.
Like one would be healthcare. Sometimes, like, it depends on what it is. Sometimes I will see it as one word, and other times it's two separate words, and it just
depends. Yeah, I mean, in some instances, Google is your friend. Don't be afraid to look those things up.
Well, yeah, and don't just go with the first instance that appears. Like, look to
you have to
find commonality.
Yeah,
like,
you have to do a little research behind it.
Well, and also source. Like, what's the source?
Sources matter.
Yes. If it's not relevant, if it's not a credible source, then
What's another of your pet peeves these days? They change.
They change. I don't know. I don't know. Work is getting a little bit better now that it's the, end of the fiscal year almost. So I'm having fewer pet peeves, fewer things that are annoying me right now, I think. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's like right on the editorial plane right now.
Yeah.
So, I have a lot of gripes.
So what are your gripes?
Well, putting a period after a non-sentence is my big one. The two spaces after a sentence, really, really getting old for me. What else? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Here's one for you. And I have seen it. It's one of those that I've seen many ways. Steel toe boot.
Oh, I would hyphenate steel-toed.
Yes,
because it's double adjective.
Yes.
So that's what I would do.
But I see it all different ways.
I have seen like one word, like steel-toed, one word, like steel toe boot, like. But I would hyphenate the two.
Yes, I do as well.
Well, and most of the time, that's what I would tell people is like if there's a double adjective they're both like. They go together and they both describe the same noun, then I would most of the times hyphenate that.
Yeah. Numbers less than 10 need to be spelled out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know it might look weird to you, but it needs to be spelled out.
Well, it depends. It does depend if it's in a title of something. Like the other day, there was something that was called the 6 principles of whatever, and it was a title, like called the 6 principles.
Yeah.
So then the 6 was a number because that's the way their branding was and everything.
Yeah.
So I did have to.
Yeah, and see, there are different rules. And depending on what your style is that you're working in, like style guides can be different depending on your project and all that. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into that. What else? I'm trying to think. There's a word that like 90% of the people put in wrong. It's one word, but they put it in as 2. And I can't remember what it is, but I have to correct it like 95% of the time. I can't remember what it is.
Time frame. I'm trying to think of some of the ones that I've seen.
Time frame happens a lot, actually, now that you said that. I can't remember.
I've seen that one recently.
I'm sure we'll come up in another gripe session that I have. But yeah, there's a word it's one word, but it gets spelled out like it's 2 words.
One gripe I have that it's not necessarily grammatical. It's just more, don't wait until the end of the project to be like, take all these instance of this word out. It's I have edited something so many times and now got to edit them all over again because we have specific words that we're not allowed to use anymore. And
oh yeah, no, that's
like,
a problem.
Come on, think like ahead. Let us know as soon as you know that. Like, don't don't wait until there's like only a couple of weeks left in the project.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then especially if you have a project where you have multiple different kinds of deliverables, and those things happen separately in those deliverables, then you have to go change all of those things. So you have to keep in mind what the deliverables that you're doing, what changes affect things where, and how many times. It can be a whole big problem.
Yeah, like there was one word we had to remove. It was on the end card of all the videos we did.
Yeah.
It was at the end of every downloadable document, at the end of every web page. It was like, come on.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yes.
And that's where mistakes happen. So all you people out there, if you find an error somewhere and something you're reading and be like, I could have caught that. Yes, you probably could, but I bet it's been changed so many times that some poor editor was at the end of their rope and it got missed.
Well, and I mean, and this change that we had to make recently was like, it's not even wrong. It's just that they prefer one term over the other. Like,
yes.
It's not wrong. So if somebody sees it, they won't. And to be honest, like sometimes you have to make a call. Like, so there are some products that are completely published that have already been like put on, so they're animations or whatever, already been put on a YouTube channel. I am not going to make the people who created those fix them, and then the people at the client who uploaded those fix those for something no one else is even going to notice. It's like, because it's not wrong. It's just that you prefer something else.
You have to make those calls.
Yes.
The life of an editor, isn't it magnificent and romantic?
No, not romantic at all. No. And and the kind of editing we do is far from the editing that when I first thought I'd be an editor, was going to do. I thought I'd be reading
Harper Collins.
I thought I was going to be reading novels and stuff like that. No, totally took a different path from that.
Yeah.
Very, very different path.
I know. Yeah, that road just branched and
so we get to read about stuff that is very technical and very you learn stuff. You don't get to just like be entertained.
I have learned a lot of things.
I know just enough to be dangerous in most subjects.
Learned a lot of things about my car that I should probably go get fixed.
Oh no.
That's going to be pricey.
Yeah. Well, your current car is a pretty reliable car. So.
It is. That's why I got it.
Yes, I know. Yes.
I need a reliable.
Yes, we share the same model. Make. Yes, same make. And yes, I have found them to be very reliable. So
Indeed.
Yes.
Well, Alicia, we've talked about baking and editing and gripes and summer. Thanks again for coming down to the basement of shame.
Anytime.
You're the only one I'll let down here. I don't know how I'll ever have another guest.
Well, you let Mike down here, but
yeah,
he has to come so far from his home.
I know, from his home, 2 floors up. But thank you as always for coming over and chatting. It's always a pleasure to have you here.
It was fun. It's always fun.
So if you want to chat, if you want to email me, you can send me an email at mybigfatjunkdrawer@gmail.com, or you can find me at mybigfatjunkdrawer.com. And I hope to be back again next week. Let's keep this train rolling. See you later, everybody. Bye.